I think it is appropriate to ask about my what I call the chaos uh, theory or the chaos management. Of course, there are others out there, but I've actually put mine into live practice. Um, and I just now I want to share part, not the whole thing. I think that will be better when it's being read because it's much more defined. Um, Chaos management is usually for huge protest or large protest um, against government, against the company, against all of these things. Here's the one thing: these things are needed because they are pushers of not only innovation and acknowledging the value of employees, but they are also very important in that um, the value of the company and how it treats its people is eventually exposed, and more we see are being exposed, and you know, I'm not a big believer in classified big secret. Although I do have knowledge of a lot of classified things, that would surprise most people. But the chaos management, how do you protest and march in real peace? Because most people say this is peaceful, and it really isn't. Sometimes violence erupts and there are exchanges, and this is simple. What you do is, number one, you establish a platform. When that platform is established, you explain the reasoning behind the practices to all who want to listen. Of course, this platform, nowadays social media is, the it particle and people think of followers and all that. No, 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 no. This also helps the other side because it helps them understand why there's a protest. And most of the time they just think they can bully people. So in response, bullying back or fighting back in a aggressive manner is counterproductive and turns the entire concept and mission over to the ones who are being marched upon. And I'll tell you the truth, we, or how to set that up. You have your platform, okay, you have your explanation, you try to reach out to willing onlookers and media and so forth, who can elevate the story. But most importantly in chaos management is that even when there is police presence of any kind, you identify the potential leaders. When you have those leaders, then you assign them to a certain group, but with no authority, just influence. And this brings about it brings about an equilibrium effect where there is no light still here, light still there, and it would show that if the police or anybody tries to instigate the people, it's known as a way for them to be forcefully moved or forcefully removed. So when you have those leaders that you've identified and you put into groups, sort of groups, but it's all informal because what you want is their influence. And when there are people that people can talk to, they will eventually by nature, just like the rule, the rule of people randomly doing what other people are doing. Let's say I'm somewhere and I start clapping my hands with no reason at all, and then I stop, and then I start again clapping my hands, and it's like, okay, this person is strange. But there will come a time, because if the room is neutral, the reception is sort of ignoring that. If that time comes where I clap my hands again, that person will also clap their hands. So that means that the people will use their minds as opposed to their fists. And you have to be careful who is on your different call them divisions or small parts of the movement that you are supporting that are aggressive, that beyond anybody they feel force is the only way. So you talk to these individuals, right, and you tell them the cause, and then you ask whether they understand the cause or not. So there is a vision in protest also. When you see this isn't right, this isn't going right, obviously you stop. So a planned peaceful demonstration doesn't need police escorts and so forth. It needs people to have self-leadership. And if each one of those groups has a leader and not a militant like leader, because that translates into aggression, no matter what it is, that language, the posture, it amounts to incriminating the people that you're marching against and not actually thinking about what you're doing it for. So that's how my version of short explanation of how chaos management works and why it works. And it's been proven a lot of times that it does work. And this is with Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, when he went on strikes, there were probably 10, 12 people. But because the media was biased, they would include the onlookers, the people that were just watching him, and then decide, okay, this guy is disruptive, so let's change his ideas, or let's put pressure on him. And what they did is, being sent to jail, they saw as a reward. That's how they set it up. When you're arrested and you're going to jail, it means, yes, I finally got your attention, didn't I? And when you are instigated without you actually acting first, it's also clear and evident to people. And that's how Malcolm X built his approach of protest by ways of non-violence, and people actually looking to him as a leader. I mean, after people started hearing about his mistreatments based on color, they then also decided, if he can be brave, why can't we? And they did, and their bravery was not bravery of aggression, it wasn't. And even some high schoolers got home from school and joined. Alright, so there is no real, like Martin Luther King, in the group he had, the different men he had would be responsible for a certain task. And that's the same that I was telling you about chaos theory. And men would be beaten, hate, disrespected while they are in their suits. This type of humiliation led to the end of segregation in the United States of America, because humans are naturally empathetic. And because humans are naturally empathetic, they can emphasize, what if that was me? What if that was us? So I say, chaos theory works, whether you're tear gassed or you're sprayed with fire hoses from what are they called? Anyway, it's a district in the police system which handles the riots. So, meaning, if they are claiming a riot and all people see is not a riot, then what happens? And that is the gist of chaos management on the surface. There are deeper things. I think they are better to read than to be just open like this. That'll take quite a while. And a lot of preparation, and I don't prepare for this. I think of an idea, and anyway, have a great weekend. Have a great holiday, everybody. Drink responsibly, as well as don't over exert the holiday, because the holiday is not the last